remember that they're changing my voice. So really quickly here, I want to point out two things. One, that the earth in Revelation is figurative, right? There's a figurative earth for the wicked, and there's a spiritual earth for the righteous. Okay. And the devil is like a spirit that is being projected by evil people. They draw on the spirit of the devil, and they're waging war on a spiritual level. Okay, it's spiritual warfare, like it says in Paul's letters. And so, in Revelation, when the devil's hurled down, it is their spirit being conquered by the spirit that I'm in. And everyone who watches my videos, I'm sure they know, without any doubt, that I'm right about this. Because my spirit has conquered theirs. How do we know? Well, we know from logic, right? Why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? Righteousness is going to prevail over wickedness no matter what. We'll say the tale of two old men. I'll just make it up off the top of my head right now. There was once two old men that both died at 80 years old. Before they both died, as they were in the hospital next to each other, one of them looked crazy, and he was trying to justify his psychotic life, pretending that clinging to the world like a coward and trying to make the best of things, quote unquote, trying to make sure his family had literal food to eat was worthwhile. And he's about to meet his maker, and you could tell that he's in denial and he's playing stupid. The other one was very proud that he carried his cross. Several of his family members got killed as the government was lashing out against him. But several of the family members of the other guy died as well, as the government lashed out against them in the government's own way. But the one who lived the righteous life knew that he lived a righteous life. His lifestyle triumphed and transcended the other guys. But the other guy was a bit bitter and didn't want to admit that the righteous person lived a better life. His spirit in the room was being trampled by the Spirit of God and the righteous man, who had the oil of joy, who had every right to boast in the Lord, while the other person was a mere conformist, always thinking in terms of what's practical and pragmatic in a way that's profane. So he wasn't a true pro, he was just feigning. Thus the term profane. And so it is with the righteous who are being screened out. Their spirit tramples the spirit of those who are tail tucked, obeying the state and cults, and not man enough to give me my right to lead, letting race and their flesh and what their racial groups tend to think, like a high school kid, like a high school freshman saying, hey, you're white, dude, or you're black, dude. You know, why are you doing this, that, and the other thing? Because they can't think past their race. Completely missing the point of life. And so it is with Revelation. The earth that Christ is reigning from. Okay? In Revelation 11, when the seventh trumpet, I think it's Revelation 11, when the seventh trumpet is sounded, and they say the kingdom of the earth has now become the kingdom of God and our Messiah. It always was, but it has now become in a certain way as they pass over, as they come into a certain union, because it's the end times. And we see in Isaiah 57, it says the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil. Where? This physical earth. So no one understands, no one takes it to heart, because they're not looking at things in terms of the spirit in a way that reflects sanity and truth. So you need to understand these 2 points. One, the world that's being referred to, there's two earths that are being referred to in Revelation. One is for the wicked, and one is for the righteous, just like in Galatians 4. There's a place for the wicked, and there's a place for the righteous, just like when Israel was sliced in two. The kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel. Okay, and at times, Judah was doing the right thing, right? A lot of times they weren't, but at times they were. And it represents that there's two directions that they're going. And so it is with all people. Israel is like, when Isaiah is being made an example for what will happen to the Jews, the Jewish people are being made an example for what will happen to the world. They're not chosen to be above all other people and next to God. They're chosen to be made an example of. And as you look at them, and they say the story revolves around them, but it doesn't revolve around them. It revolves around the righteous. Those who obey God are the children of God, the children of the promise. It's a huge part of Paul's letters where he says that those who, there's no Jew or Gentile, there's just those who obey God and those who don't. Those who are following, have faith in God's promises, that if you live a righteous life, you don't cheat the righteous one out of his right to lead. In this case, it's me. Okay, and it's always been my soul. It's always been the idea of Christ, the generational anointment, the grouping of souls that is the Son of God, or the soul itself, which is the Son of God. Now that gets a little tricky. That's a deep philosophical question. What is the nature of Christ? Is he my soul, which is how I've been explaining, which is the easiest way to explain it, which transcends all other souls? Or is he the souls of all the kings who are righteous on this planet, and that my soul is the bell that rings the loudest, the one that comes in the end, right? The first and the last. Last of all, he sent the bell that rings the loudest of all the kings. And that is my soul. So you have to understand this video to understand the video I'm going to upload after this.